I'm Britton Brown, and on this week's episode of U.S. Bike Racing News, I'm going to be talking about the Winston Salem Classic, going to be talking about the racing that was going on in the Midwest. I got a tip for Velonews, and lastly, I'm going to be talking about my blue chip riders. This is U.S. Bike Racing News. Welcome back to U.S. Bike Racing News. This week was the start of the 2017 Winston Salem Classic. Started out with a Criterium. Let's take a look at what happened. The 2017 Winston-Salem Criterium got started with a bang. It didn't take long for a group of 13 to get up the road with almost every team represented. I have to admit, I was a little surprised everyone was so content to let this race go so early. But you know what? That's how racing goes sometimes. The group of 13 basically put the throttle down and never looked back. The key move came after Cohen of Silber gave it a go in the closing laps. Just after UHC pulls him back, it looks like everybody kind of sits up and takes a breather for a second, and that's when Tyler Magner punches it. Magner was able to put a significant gap on the lead group, and with one lap to go, his lead was almost 40 seconds. With the lead group content racing for second, Magner not only got to post up, he got to cross the finish line in style. Well, after Hallowesco Citadel makes their presence known at the Criterium, let's talk about what happened at the road race at Winston-Salem. The road race was balls to the wall from the start, with Illuminate and UHC animating the race from the beginning and putting other teams under pressure. With that said, it wasn't long until the race became fragmented, with the contenders duking it out from about, say, the midway point. With around 4 laps to go, we saw what turned out to be the winning move go up the road that consisted of Robin Carpenter of Hallowesco Citadel, Ryan Roth with Silber, and the Canadian national champion Langlois with Garnier. With 3 laps to go, you got the sense Carpenter was probably the strongest of the three, and with just a couple of K to go, Carpenter put the finishing touches on what was already a superb race as he attacked the climb on Pilot View Street. Carpenter looked like he was a little worried about the two catching him as he came into the final turn, but in the end, it was Carpenter's day. Man, what an awesome weekend for Hallowesco Citadel, right? 2 huge races, 2 huge wins. Congrats, guys. Okay, is it just me, or do you find yourself going to Velonews, and especially if you're on your phone, right? You click on the website, you go, you're about to surf, and bam, an old-fashioned pop-up banner pops up, right? So you go to hit the X on your phone, and you just barely miss it, and you end up going to somebody's advertisement. Velonews, here's my point. I've been going to your website for years. I used to be a 4-time-a-day addict to go to visiting your website, right? Now I'm going probably once a week. I find myself going to alternative news sources, and quite frankly, I miss Velonews. So listen, guys, if you're watching, you're probably not, but just in case you are, get rid of that pop-up banner that comes up on your homepage. You should be doing just fine with all the other banner ads. Anyway, it's stupid, it's ridiculous, it's wasting my time, and if I'm not coming, you can bet there's probably 1,000 more other people that have gotten tired of it too. Anyway, I like you, Velonews. I want you to do well. I want to come back. I like your articles. Let's grow the sport together. While there's a bunch of racing going on in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, there was a bunch of racing going on in the Midwest up in Iowa this weekend. I want to give a huge shout out to the nation's #1 amateur team, in my book, Gateway Harley Davidson-Treks. These guys dominated all weekend long. Burlington Road Race, first race of the weekend. Brian Gomez comes out, wins that road race. They put 3 guys in the top 10. Then they go to Snake Alley. Brian Gomez gets caught just before the finish line, finishes in 5th place. They put another 3 guys in the top 10. Then they go to Mellon City Criterium, right? Why not do it again? They go 1, 2, 3. Big George Simpson takes first. Brian Gomez wins the field sprint. Bingo, Max Ackerman finishes out the podium. These guys are killing it. Well, they're not through. They go over to Quad Cities, and Big George Simpson solos, and then you have Brian Gomez win the field sprint, and they do it again. 3 out of 10, and 3 guys in the top 10. Anyway, I want to give a big shout out to those guys. Congratulations. Hell of a weekend. You guys are, in my book, the #1 amateur team in the country. Okay, out of my blue chip rider portfolio, I really only had a couple of riders that went to Winston-Salem. And I kind of mentioned, I thought that maybe Silence might show up. I knew Elevate wasn't going to show up. It's just kind of an oddball scenario with the racing being adjusted with different races not making it and so on. So anyway, I did pick up Ryan Roth with silver. That turned out to be a pretty decent play. He finished second on the day. Of course, I've been doubling up on Robin Carpenter for the last couple of weeks. I keep saying bye, 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 bye. He obviously won on Sunday. My 2 sprinters did fairly well on Saturday. Ty Magner won, and Travis McCabe finished in the top 10. So that's a pretty solid weekend of racing, making some good picks there. And honestly, they both had an amazing road race. I don't know if you caught that, but they were covering. They were there till the end. They just couldn't make the final junction. So anyway, stay tuned next week. I'm going to make some adjustments to my portfolio coming into the next couple of weeks racing, since there's going to be some changes there being made. And, really, just thanks for watching. Make sure you like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share with your friends. And also look on Facebook. Got some new t-shirts I'm going to be giving away. So I'll put a little contest out there, and for the next couple of weeks, somebody will get a free t-shirt as well. So listen, guys, thanks again. All I can say is I love this sport. I know you love this sport. If you're watching, let's go grow this sport together. Till next time, I'm Britton Brown.